Ashley, your scrapping nerd, and I'm back today with a layout for Scraplift Crafternoon, and it's where a bunch of my crafty peeps and I get together. We scraplift an amazing layout from an amazing creator. And this week, we are scraplifting one of our own because it's her birthday week. So Miss Lisa, happy birthday. And you saw her layout at the top of the video. It's beautiful. And all her information is going to be in the description box below, so make sure you go visit her, give her likes and love and subscribes, and tell her happy birthday. And so today I pulled out my 49 and Market Everywhere and Wherever collection. I keep them together because I feel like they match really well. And I pulled in the rub-ons, the laser cut elements, the like rub-on words as well. And then I pulled in this one paper from the collection. I'm almost out of the 12 by 12 papers, but I have so much of the ephemera, and I love these collections that I'm thinking that I probably am going to buy another paper pack. But, you know, I try not to buy the same things over and over, but I do love this collection. Like I said, I have so much of this stuff left. But anyways, I digress. So, and I pulled in this blue paper from my stash, and it was from a paper pad. I could tell because it has a little hole punch that I had to cut off. But I have no idea from where and from when. But I thought the blue worked really well with this collection. And in Lisa's layout, she had her layout matted. And so that's where I use this blue was to matte. And I will gut it because I'll use the blue to photo matte my main photo as well. And then I distressed most of the things on this layout. And I really like when with 49 Market distressing their papers because they have really thick papers, so I could really distress them. And I go over it a bunch of times, and I just really love how that looks. And and I always do it with not always. I mean, I don't distress always 49 Market, but when I distress 49 Market papers, I really distress them because I can, since they're so thick. But this is where I'm gutting this inner paper, and I am doing the 100 pattern or 100 paper challenge. And I was like, ooh, look at me, I get to mark one tally mark for this paper here because I pulled this out of my stash. So I'm off to a good start. Now I only need to use 99 more, but I have a whole year. So but anyways, yeah, I'm gutting this, and I will also pull in just a scrap piece of white paper because when I put my photo on top of this blue, it kind of blended. So I double matted my photo, and I did a white photo mat and then the blue photo mat. And I am scrapbooking these photos of my husband and I when we were on the cruise, and then you stop and they have these little stations where they take your photo. And so this is their photo from the cruise, and it has like that blue outline to it. And so that's what was blending in to that blue paper. And so I'm just cutting off the white pieces off the photo because when, for some reason, their photos, because this is pictures of their photos, they're not like the same size as you would print like at Walgreens. And so I had to fit to get the whole photo in there, but then it's not a full 4x6 for the two side ones. And then I have the one is a full 4x6. I couldn't decide which pose I like because they took a bunch, and there's one of us like straight on, like, you know, here we are in Dominican Republic at Amber Cove, and then they're like look at each other, and then they're like kiss each other. And so there's all three of those photos. And I think Lisa's layout only had one photo, but she had some like ephemera layers on either side, so I thought it would work really well to kind of mimic that. And the main photo, like I said, is the bigger one, and it's just us staring straight ahead, and I just really liked that, but I wanted to highlight that one and then just kind of tuck the other two that are a little bit smaller on either side of the photo. And I didn't photo mat the two side photos or anything, they're just stuck to the layout with the background that comes with the cruise photo. So but yeah, so I did this white mat and then put it on the blue, and I made the blue have a thicker mat so that I could distress it. And sorry if you guys are hearing a lot of noise in the background. It is extremely windy today, and my wind chimes are going crazy, and then I feel like the house is gonna blow over or something. It is so windy. But anyways, so yeah, see here, this is where I am distressing it. While I'm getting that all together, make sure that you guys check out the description box below. You can see everyone that is part of our group that will be scraplifting Lisa for her birthday, and all of their social media links and everything is down below, so make sure you go visit them, like, subscribe, do all the things. And again, go visit, tell Lisa happy birthday, and do all the love and likes for her. And thank you to everyone that has liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit the buttons below. And if you want to be notified when I have new videos, just hit the little bell notification. And so in Lisa's layout, she had a lot of layers. And so I pulled in this like journal card from the collection. And I also pulled in this other little 3x4 card that has like it looks like a spiral notebook. And I'm going to put that up in the top, and then the bottom, that journal card, I'm actually going to split in half so that it looks like it goes behind all the photos. But I pulled in, I was like, well, I need to decide what title I want. And I really liked this from the rub-on collections. It says, let's always be adventurers. And I really liked that. And I thought it looked good up there in the top left. So, and when I do my rub-ons, I always cut out the piece that I'm going to use so it has the backer paper with it. And then that way I don't accidentally rub on one of the other things on the page. And so I thought that this fit really good there, and I really like the added black to the layout. And I'll also put another one down at the bottom there. And so here's where I'm going to cut this in half, and then of course I'll distress it. I just really like that it had, if you look at the bottom piece on the left side of it, there's like a little sailboat, and I just thought that was funny. Since we're on the cruise, we're obviously not on a sailboat, but it was still funny that you could see the little boat. So I thought that was perfect. And then this saying, I think it says travel the world. But I will put that on that journaling card as well. And it's from the rub-on collection. And I'm pretty sure these are the everywhere rub-ons. Like I said, I mixed the wherever and the everywhere together because I thought that they matched really well. And I interchanged them when I use it. But I did distress the top. And I don't put anything on the top paper. I will hang some ephemera around there and make a little cluster, but the top piece has like a little postage stamp, and I thought that was cute up there. And so I'm just lining those up so it looks like that piece goes all the way behind it. And like I said, that's inspired by Lisa's layering on her beautiful layout. And so now I'm just going to pull in some of the rub-ons that look like mixed media, which is why I chose this paper from what I had left. I did like the backside. It was really pretty, but it was too busy to be able to use some of these rub-ons, and I have so many of them. And I like these little mixed media ones. And so I'm going to kind of scatter those around the layout. And this one was a little bit big since I put that piece behind the photo, so I cut a little chunk off of it, and I will move that and put it, here we go, on the next to the title there. But this is kind of like a darker mixed media, and the paper already has kind of some splatters and mixed media, but these rub-ons, 49 in Market has beautiful rub-ons. I just love them. They're so vibrant, and so I think it looks really good. And I will put another one down on the bottom left as well, because I feel like that little section is empty. But I wanted to pull in these little tabs, and then I thought, well, I don't want the dark blue. I'm going to do the light blue tabs. So I switched them out for the light blue ones. And then the Everywhere collection, no, the Wherever collection has these laser cut elements that have the leaves on them. And I was like, I think I'm going to add some greenery to it just to add some color. And the Dominican Republic, for me, was probably the greenest place I'd seen. Like, it was beautiful there. So everything is just so green. Like, I have green here in Arizona. I know, we have green grass, but it's not green grass. It's just kind of like, I'm green, but the Dominican Republic was so green. And so I thought, well, I need to have some leaves kind of scattered around the layout. And so I put a few of them around. I did pull in a little card there under that photo where I'm putting the leaf now. And I put just a little saying. I think it says forever and always, or always and forever, or something like that. I can't see. And I put the leaf there, and then I decided it got too kind of crowded in that little spot. And that is a tag, and so I'm going to use the little florals from the laser cut elements to cover up the tag hole. And I moved the leaf over and made just 2 little leaf clusters in the top left and the bottom right, as opposed to all around the main photo. And I had thought about using the little brown leaves as well and kind of mixing them in, but then again, for me, when I think Dominican Republic, I'm like, nope, everything is green. So I'll have to use those brown leaves for another time. And I will use my stylus and a piece of foam to just add some texture to those florals that I put over there on the bottom left of that one little photo, just to give them some texture and add a little dimension to them. Here's where I pulled in that other large rub-on, and that looks like mixed media, and I think that it just kind of filled in that part of the layout because it was not very much going on, and I wasn't going to create any big clusters there because I felt like I had so much already on the layout. And I mean, I always like to pack on my layouts, but there still is, even I can say, okay, that's too much. And so I just did the rub-on there. And here I pulled in the little binoculars and a little saying. I really liked the binoculars kind of hanging off the side of that journal card there. But, and then of course I'm using the last of the little phono corners that I have for the collection, and I use them as arrows. And I really like using the photo corners as arrows. You've seen me do it multiple times. This is funny. This is like a piece of a frame that I had used part of the frame on another layout. And then do you think I threw away that little tiny bit of frame? No, I put it back in the collection, but this is why, because here I used it, and I love how it adds another layer to the layout, but then that just means I'll never throw any of the little bits away. There's no hope for me. But I like how that looked, and I got the little arrows, and I do distress the arrows, and I have to use my scissors because they're so small. I can't use my distress tool. But that is the layout, guys. I think the last thing, I will, from the rub-ons, there's like little tiny words, and I pull in, I think, adventure and excursion, and I put them on the tabs here. And this makes me laugh because I'm like, okay, like, it took me forever to line that word up on that tab, but you're watching this video at like ×4 speed, and so that means it took me ×4 less to get that lined up, and that's kind of interesting. I didn't think I took that long, but either ways, I put those on the 2 tabs, and that's going to be the last thing that I add to the layout. So again, check out the description box, and I hope that everyone has a great day. Bye!